Hey everyone, welcome back to Code and Career. If you're new here, I am Ankit on this channel and I share everything about tech careers, cloud, and interview preparation. So, in today's video, I will be talking about how to prepare for the AWS Cloud Support Engineer role, what topics you should focus on, the best resources and courses, and even some great YouTube channels which will help you get interview ready. So stick around till the end because I'll also share a step-by-step preparation plan which you can follow. So firstly, let's quickly understand the role. An AWS Cloud Support Engineer is expected to have strong knowledge in operating systems like Linux and Windows, then networking fundamentals, which include TCP/IP, DNS, VPN, firewalls, then cloud concepts, databases, basics of MySQL or a relational database, then scripting and automation using Python or PowerShell, and customer support skills, which are the most important. So your communication should be really good, ticket handling and troubleshooting approach. So your preparation should focus on a mix of technical knowledge plus problem solving skills plus communication. So let's start with some resources for your preparation for the interview. So first is documentation. So you can start with the official AWS documentation. So AWS docs are the best resources because interviewers often expect you to know how AWS itself explains its services. So key services which you can focus on are EC2, S3, IAM, VPC, CloudWatch, RDS, and Lambda. And some courses which you can go through, uh, I will also pin them in my comment or description, so you can have a look. So you can do the AWS Certified Solutions Architect or Associate uh, course. You can do the Linux administration course on platforms like Udemy. Then you can do networking basics course on Free Code Camp. Uh, Free Code Camp has a crash course video on YouTube, so you can watch that for your networking basics. For Linux, you can watch any video or you can do a Udemy course. Then you can do Python basics for your scripting knowledge, whereas that is not required if the role doesn't need you to write script. But most importantly, you should know networking and Linux or OS like Windows. Okay, and now I will be mentioning some of the YouTube channels which you can watch for preparing for your AWS Cloud Support Engineer role. So first one is AWS Online Tech Talks. Then second is Free Code Camp. Third is Tech World with Nana. And fourth is Simply Learn and K21 Academy. Next, to practice, you can do some Linux exercises. You can set up your own EC2 instance and you can go through some of the commands. You can practice commands, permissions, networking, and log analysis on a EC2 server. Okay. So now how your preparation strategy should look like. So here's a step-by-step plan which you can follow. So in week 1 to 2, you can brush up Linux and Windows basics, user management, permissions, logs, patching, and troubleshooting. In week 3, you can focus on networking and IP addresses. So you can focus on networking, which will include IP addresses, routing, firewalls, troubleshooting tools like ping, traceroute, netstat, telnet. All these commands are very important and they were asked in my interview as well. Week 4, you can learn core AWS services, but I would say this is not required. And they don't expect you to know AWS already. You just have to know basic troubleshooting and you should know about one of the operating system, and networking concepts are compulsory. In OS, you can either have knowledge on Linux or on Windows. and depending on that, you can apply for that particular role. Okay, some roles require scripting as well, so you can go through scripting, and you can uh, practice having mock interviews with your friends. You should practice behavioral questions based on Amazon leadership principles. You have to use STAR method to frame your answers. Okay. And when answering technical questions, don't just give the solution, explain your troubleshooting thought process. Okay. So AWS interviewers uh, really value how you think. So you should explain that as well instead of just giving the answer. So that's the complete roadmap for preparing for the AWS Cloud Support Engineer interview. So let's quickly summarize what we covered. So you can start with the basics of Linux, networking, and databases. Then you can do some courses to learn about AWS as well. Then practice troubleshooting and scripting. Then finally, sharpen your communication and problem solving approach. So if you follow this strategy for 4 to 5 weeks, you will feel way more confident walking into your interview. And remember, it is not just about knowing the right answers, but it is about showing the interviewer that you can think like an engineer. Okay. So if you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with your friends who are also preparing, and subscribe to Code and Career for more cloud and career content. Drop a comment below if you'd like me to make a mock interview video for AWS Cloud Support Engineer, and I'll definitely do it. Thanks for watching and good luck with your interviews.